to have you here.
Fabiola. Thank you for having me.
I'd like to know, first of all, I'd like you to introduce yourself, to tell us about your story as barber and as educator.
As she said, I'm Duncan Bailey. I'm from the Netherlands. I work at the old school of Schorem at the moment, where I'm educating. And for me, it started with being a graphic designer, losing my job, getting an offer to do a barbering course, becoming a barber, and then after about 2 years of barbering there, I ended up being asked by Bertus, to work for the old school in Rotterdam, and that's how I ended up here.
And how long have you been this?
About 4.5 years.
4.5?
Yeah.
It's not too long, right?
It's not too long. It's very short, actually. It's very short, actually.
And how do you feel being an inspiration for other barbers?
In a good way. It feels weird sometimes because I know that I teach people and I inspire people, but I don't look at myself as somebody who is that big, to put it that way. You know, I picture myself as just the same as the guys and the girls that I'm teaching. And it just feels weird sometimes, but in a good way, because it does give me motivation to work hard for that, to inspire people.
And teaching people, what's the challenge to people?
What's the challenge?
Yeah.
I think personally the main challenge, I do have a lot of it. I think it's patience, because everybody has a different learning curve, so you have to be really patient with everybody. I think patience is the most difficult one.
Are you patient?
I'm so patient, it's scary. And I also think what is very difficult, what I've noticed, is that you give a lot of energy and you don't always get energy back, and that can be very draining, so it can be retiring as well sometimes. But then again, sometimes you meet a person who does give a lot of energy back, and that fills your meter right up again. You're fully energized, you're excited for everything again. So I think that is also a difficult one.
Okay. And it's your first time in Brazil, right?
First time in South America even.
Okay. And what about beauty fair? How did you find this day?
It's amazing. It's big. It's really big. I was surprised about the size of the stands, and standing there with our Rosal stand, trying to represent the brand, and you look around and you go like, wow, it's huge. It's
and
huge.
Are you looking forward to your presentation on Tuesday?
On the stage?
Yes.
Yes, but I have to admit I am kind of frightened as well. I tell everybody, I'm gonna go on stage, but I'm definitely having a drink before I go on stage, just to take the edge off.
And do you prefer to be on stage or to teach, or do you have any preference, or everything is good for you and you feel good about it?
I think I like the more personal approach. So let's say if you have a group of 10 to 30 people, it's more intimate.
Yeah.
So you can engage with people a lot more. You can directly talk to people and can directly teach people. And I think on the stage is nice, but there is distance. And it's fun to try because it's the first time for me as well. But I think the distance is the main thing, where I would say I would like a more intimate setting.
And do you see any difference between the countries when you talk about traditional barber?
Yes, absolutely.
What can you tell us about it?
Well, of course, I have only 2 experiences. Then it's Germany and Brazil in this case, of other countries I've traveled to. And I think I do see, in Germany there are definitely passionate people about barbering, and classic haircuts, but it's a little more difficult. And that probably is in the culture. And here in Brazil, people have a lot more energy for it. There's a lot more passion. There's a lot more. They go crazy for it. It's the same with the Rosal stuff. People come to our stand, they talk to us about it, like classic haircuts, classic styles, classic products. And in Germany, I felt that was a bit different. They try to look at it first, and observe, and they keep a bit of distance. And then, if they feel confident with it, then they will approach slowly.
And as old school is your style, and what can you tell us about the trends? Do you like trends?
Do I like trends? in a way, I appreciate them because they do propel the business forward. On the other hand, personally, I'm not a trend person.
Okay.
The suits I buy are 60 to 80 years old. The hairstyle I wear is from the 30s, 40s. The music I listen to is the same period. I've taken myself out of this this roller coaster. Like like modern music artists, I don't even know who's hip right now because I haven't listened to that in ages. So no, I'm not really big on trends myself, but I do appreciate trends for what they do for the industry.
Okay. And what do you think about the future of traditional barber? What do you see?
I think it's actually very strong. I think it's very strong because within all the trends, you know, all the extreme haircuts, all the craziness, and all the, I think that traditional barbering is there very strong. A lot of people, a lot of barbers, especially themselves, appreciate the traditional barbering. You know, the traditional products, the styles. Because if we take barbering, a guy will always look good with a classic haircut. And I think that will never disappear. And ever since it's come back, I think now, as you know, social media, the world is very big. There's a lot of people in the industry. I think they are keeping it alive.
You said about social media.
Yeah.
Do you think it's important for a barber to be all the time posting things, or it's not necessary?
It's free advertising.
Okay.
It's free advertising. On the other hand, I do see I'm on Instagram a lot as well, you know, active, engaging with followers, stuff like that. I do feel that some barbers get lost in Instagram and they only do it for Instagram and they lose sight of their client, of their patron. And for me still, even, you know, with the fame and with the stage work and with the events and the fairs, the guy in the chair that you're giving a haircut to is still the most important person in the room. And I feel that some barbers with Instagram are forgetting that is still the most important person in the room. They look at themselves.
So what would be your tip for this kind of people?
I would say stop thinking about your own ego and start thinking about the customers that actually pay you money so you can buy your food and pay for your house and stuff like that. Because in the end, you know, your ego only gets you so far, but if you lose all your customers because of your ego, then what do you have? You know, you have all these likes and that's it, but that doesn't pay your rent. So take care of your clients.
Okay. Do you want to add something else? Or
Do I want to add something? Well, I would like to thank everybody for having me here, also for this interview.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much
I hope to see you around.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.